Good day to everybody out there. This is See Thy Wealth, water your health, drink a glass of water. And I just want to talk to y'all today about growing on YouTube and my journey on YouTube with my growth. I started the YouTube journey 3 years ago with the channel. Probably put out a video once every 3 to 4 months. Nothing that I was looking to try to make money from. I was just putting the videos out. Last October 2024, I came across DoeDash's channel, and she inspired me based off of the revenue that she was displaying. And I said, you know what? If she can do it in her car, I can do it. So that's what I did. I started to put videos out every day, just about in October. Hit a block and said, I'm done with this. November, I tried to hit it again. December, I said, you know what? I think I came into Dante London's channel around that time. And that's when I said, this is the second person I've seen that's been talking about making money on YouTube. Let me go ahead and put my foot in the ring. And that's what I did. So December, I said, I'm going to post every day. And that's what I did. I posted every day. And I ended up coming to Belize. Came to Belize. I think I took 1 day off that I missed. Jumped right back on the bandwagon. And I started to show up every day. And I just started to record my life. I started to record me at my hotel talking. I started to record me wherever I was, LA, New York, Philly, Delaware. Wherever I was just starting to do my videos, airport, and I will put them out. And I realized that certain videos that I will put certain people's names in the title would get more views, especially if their name was hot at the time. The first one I think that got traction was the one when Donald Trump got elected. And I used his name in the title, but there's nothing that I said about him in that whole video. And I saw that the video got like 1,000 views. And I said, oh, okay, that's all you gotta do? You gotta put people's names in the titles? And then I realized that I don't know if that's the direction that I wanna go with my channel as far as like about other individuals or even using other people's names. I don't have a problem using their names for leverage. I didn't have a problem with that, because I wasn't really talking about them. In certain situations I was, because like situations that was coming up like 50 Cent conversation, I would talk about it, or I would read. I was just trying different things to see what would stick and what wouldn't. And then I realized that the negativity was the seller. That's what people gravitated towards. They like to see negative stuff. They like to see toxic things. They like to see turmoil. Now, for someone like me with insecure issues, someone like me that comes from poverty, it would have been easy for me to fall into that, damn, I can make money from just talking negative, or I can get people to view this. But then it was like, well, that's something I would have to keep up. I would have to keep up that energy of negative talking about people and staying on that frequency just for people to watch me. What about when I change my content to something else? What's going to happen? Then those people are going to go somewhere else, because I never was being authentically myself. I was actually coming out here trying to talk down upon someone, right? So I'd say, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just show up and talk about my life, how I am, and my delivery and my personality, which could be sometimes from other people harsh and a little asshole-ish, excuse me. And, figured, so what? I'm just gonna do it anyway. And I realized that I have the power to come on here and convey whatever message I want. If I want the views, I have enough intelligence to do that and get those, because I can go to the negative stuff. Even in the positive things, I could get, you'll find your way with the positive things, but it's gonna be a lot more difficult unless you're more appealing to the people. And me, personally, I just say what I want, when I want, how I want. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't click with everybody. And then my lifestyle doesn't click with everybody. So people are going to always have something to say about that. And then the people that are in the lifestyle that I'm in, I'm too masculine. Or, listen to this it's just different. So I'm in a tricky space when it comes to everything. I'm in a really tricky space when it comes to this whole dynamic of YouTube, myself, how I'm coming out to everybody when it comes to my delivery. It's just, so I have to be okay with that. Because if I'm not going to be okay with that, then I have to do something else that's not truly me. And that doesn't fit good with me. I want people that's going to be here because I'm here showing who I am, regardless of my lifestyle, regardless of my beliefs, regardless if I want to be a farmer, whatever I want you here because of me. So if you want to grow on YouTube, you can fast, then you can just follow trends and stick to the trends that are working. The hot topics, the negativity, like the news. If you want to grow fast, or you can contact someone that has a large following, partner with them and collaborate and take that direction. But now you have to appease to their audience unless y'all have the same views. I'm just giving you tactics that you can use quickly. Or they have situations where you can pay for views, you can pay for followers, you can pay people to promote your channels. You could do it that way as well. It's going to always be more difficult when you're authentically yourself, because it's going to be more difficult. It's going to be easier when you're authentically yourself, but it's going to be more difficult for you to get those views that everybody else may be getting, especially right away. But if you build something slow and steady and authentic, then you're going to get people that's just going to show up. And not only that, if you're providing value, it don't even matter how you show up. People are going to tap in because there's something that they can get from you. There's a mutual exchange. They're giving you their energy, which is their watch time, and you're giving them something of value. Like me telling you, you can go to your local county right now and then call them and ask them, do they have any over-the-counter tax deeds available or any lands available? In other words, any properties that didn't sell at the previous tax deed sale or the sheriff's sale. Can I see that list? Go through that list, find a property that you're able to afford, go and research that property to make sure there aren't any liens on it, mechanics lien, child support liens, IRS liens, anything other than that tax lien. You might want to research to make sure that it's worth you taking on. And go buy you a piece of property, cash, so it doesn't have no mortgage. People like to hear that type of value. There's a lot more I could talk about with that, but why? You gotta go out and do your research if it's worth it. I've already given you enough. So when you're providing value in that way, how to grow a coconut palm, that's when people tap in. How to grow a banana tree, that's when people tap in. The ceiba, this is the ceiba tree, C-E-I-B-A. You see how, you know, like a ceiba tree gets? Incredible. But the point that I'm trying to make here is if you want to take it and go far real fast, do those first three things that I talked about. Collaboration, being negative and toxic, and the other one was, can't remember the other one right now, but go back to the first of the video because I don't have none of this written down. We just coming off the top of my head. But if you really want to get people and have them sticking in, you just got to provide value and be authentically yourself and provide value. You know, man, that's it. Provide value. When you provide value, you cannot be denied. Even if someone doesn't like you, you cannot be denied. They'll still come in just to get the free value and go and do what they're doing and make it like it's their own. That's the power of value. That's the power of authentically providing your value the way you want to provide it. I want to show up because I don't have no boss. I can say what I want to say on this camera because I don't have no boss that's going to fire me later on if they find out about it later. Now, I will be cognizant of what I say because I know I'm not on my own platform. So I realize that certain things are just trigger words to the algorithm that's going to shut me down. And if I want my message to get out, I just can't be 100% raw. I could be 100% authentic, but I can't say 100% of what I want to say if I want my message to get to the far peak, if I want it to reach, game. And that's what it is. And I'm not playing the game that way. I'm playing the game my way. And I'd rather play the game my way and be on a slow trajectory upwards than to be playing the game their way and to be all the way up here. And the moment that something don't go right and I can't be and I'm tired of being this character that I created, is back down to ground zero. And I don't know how to deal with that. I'm not saying I wouldn't know how to deal with that. I'm just speaking out in general. I'd rather continue on a slow upward path. That's how I would like to continue on. That's how I am going to continue on. That's why you see me putting out almost 1,000 videos with only 2,010 followers. And I appreciate all 2,010 of y'all for coming and tapping in with me. And y'all all may not agree with my lifestyle and the way I do things and the way because there's some of y'all that come on here saying things about my videos now, and that's okay. That's your perspective. I appreciate you and your criticism and everything else that comes along with you. I signed up for this. I gotta be okay with that, right? Just because you don't agree with what I don't with me doesn't mean I can't learn from you. Dr. Umar, just because he doesn't agree with my lifestyle doesn't mean I can't learn something from him. I don't know where we get at with this. He said this about us, so we should cancel him. Yo, you niggas is crazy. And Sue, I thought I was sensitive, which I'm very sensitive, very emotional. But I'm not willing to just throw somebody out and discard them just because they don't like my lifestyle. No, this man provides a lot of jewels and provides a lot of value. Some say he's a scammer, some say whatever. Look, I never donated no money to him, so I can't say he scammed me. Only thing I could do is go by what somebody else says. You know, if the man tell me that he can respect me, he just don't accept my lifestyle, then guess what? That's all we gotta do. We can respect each other. I don't have to accept what you got going on, but as long as we can respect each other, that's it. And as you can see, we on our off-grid estate, solar power, well water, no mortgage, a lot of fruit trees, so on and so forth. But this YouTube thing is what I want to talk about today. And what I've come to the conclusion is that being on YouTube is like having a real estate license. Anybody out there had a real estate license before? What was the process for y'all to get that? If you do have a real estate license, how many real estate agents is in your city? There's so many real estate agents, right? But only the ones that are very focused, determined, have maybe a cushion of money to the side, those are the ones that's successful. If you go online right now to realtor.com and go to agents and go to your local section, you'll see that there's thousands of real estate agents, and only a select few of those real estate agents are really successful. And I equate that to the YouTube thing. If you come on YouTube any day of the week, you'll see that there's millions of creators, but only a very small select few of those creators actually get monetized. And out of that, only a small select few of them actually become successful. So the question is, as a YouTube content creator, what are you doing to set yourself apart to become more successful so your message can be spread? Because anybody can come on here and get a YouTube channel. I can go on right now, Google right now, and set up a Gmail account, and boom, now I got a channel. All I got to do is a couple more steps, and I got a channel. So what are you doing to set yourself apart to grow your YouTube channel? Because anybody can get one, which kind of oversaturates the game. So you're going to have to either be unique, which you are, and the key to that is being yourself. The key to that is showing the world who you are, because there's no one else out there like you. The problem is when we come on here and we try to be like this one, or we try to take this one's success and add that to our recipe, and it doesn't work for us. And now you're taking away from your uniqueness and why people are actually tuning into you. They might as well just go to the person that you got it from, right? So what I'm doing with YouTube is I'm setting myself apart by being my unique individual self, how I convey my messages, my lifestyle, how I am, my delivery, everything. My off-grid living, my traveling experiences, my interactions with some of my workers. Yes, that's how I'm setting myself apart, showing up every day, just like the news. Every day at 6 o'clock, your local news shows up, every day. Every day you wake up is a chance for you to put your life on display. For everybody. Why not? Everything's already being surveilled anyway. You might as well just come on here and talk about it. Unless you're deep off in the jungle somewhere where there's no service at all and no internet connection, then I get it. But if you're gonna play this game, you might as well play it to win. You might as well come on here every day and give everybody your quirks, what doesn't work for you, what does work for you, your highs, your lows. Give them everything. Relationships, which I don't really get into that part of it yet. You know what I'm saying? I have to feel like my relationship is strong. Even if it's not strong, I might still do that. I'm saying, but the part is you have to be careful with things like that. It's tricky with the relationships. Everybody has everybody has their own intention and what they want to do. But for me, I'm not going to put my relationships on here in that way right yet, because I have a plan for all of that as well. At the end of the day, we want to take that where we want to take that at when it's time to take it there. But the point that I'm trying to get out here is you have to be unique and you have to be yourself. And everybody has different fingerprints, so that you're already unique. Just show your personality. If you don't have a personality, that's still okay, because guess what? There's a lot of us out here that has no personality. I have a dry sense of humor. I don't take jokes funny. A lot of them really have to be funny. I don't really like to watch comedy. I don't want to say I don't really like to watch comedy, but I'm just different, and I embrace my difference. A lot of y'all don't want to be yourself. A lot of y'all don't want to speak about the flaws of your life, or what you may feel like is a flaw that may be actually something that's helping someone out. A lot of us don't want to do that. A lot of us want to come on here, put makeup on, put a wig on, throw on the best clothes and jewelry, and it's like a costume party to show up as your best self. So you can never show your real self, because you're always coming on here dressed up like a clown. It's ridiculous. I'll come on here with a bald spots as a young man, and I'm okay with that. That's just the way my body was, because of what I was doing to my body when I was younger, eating a bunch of processed foods and a lot of sugar and starches and rice and dairy and meats and all that stuff. I gotta be okay with that. And that's just a part of who I am. My teeth, which I always had a problem with my teeth when I was younger. But guess what? I have to learn to embrace that myself. Now I don't care. I've come to a point in my life where you're just gonna accept me for who I am, or you just don't have to deal with me at all. I'm saying, my skin, I used to hate going out into the sun because I always wanted to remain lighter, because that indoctrination that the Brother Vibes Cartel was talking about. You see how many motherfuckers is out there bleaching their skin nowadays? This shit is real. The lack of the low self-esteem that a lot of us have, trying to be light-skinned. Now I lay out in the sun for hours. Haven't recently, but I lay out in the sun for hours because my skin is built for it, because I eat the right foods. But years ago, 25 years ago, you couldn't catch me on the beach. Now I'm out there with, not a Speedo, but I might pull my shorts all the way up just so I can get hit with everything. And now I'm on my own land. I just come out here, I can lay butt naked to get every crevice with the sun. I'm a work in progress. Some things about myself that I don't like, and those are the things that I'll fix. I'm not fixing nothing that you don't like, or she don't like, or he don't like, or they don't like, unless it's coming from multiple sources. I hear it and it's hindering me from making it to the next playing field. Then that's something I have to think about. But I'm not just going to come out here and think my way is my way or the highway, and I'm just going to do everything my way. No, we always about elevation. We're always about improving. We're always about leveling up, getting better, not for them, but for me, so I can show up as my best self. You know what? Some people don't agree with my lifestyle. A lot of people don't agree with my lifestyle, but it don't even matter. Because if I was doing the other thing, a lot of people wouldn't agree with that either. So what are you gonna do? You gotta do what's best for you. When you come on YouTube, you gotta do what's best for you. Just show up. I'm so free physically. I am so free physically. I haven't made it there yet mentally. And when I do get there, you'll see a godlike person. I haven't made it there spiritually. I haven't made it there emotionally, mentally. And when I do make it to that freedom in those 3 areas, it's going to be so, I already feel good about life, but when I make it to that particular space, and I'll get there eventually, it's about enjoying today and the journey. But I'm just speaking, when I make it there, it'll be something else that I'll be looking for then, because I already know how I am. So when I make it to that space, or hopefully when I get to that space, I will realize that, hey, you good. You ain't got to prove nothing to yourself no more. You've already proved everything that you was trying to prove to yourself. Fall back, relax, take a breath, exhale, and just let it be. But at this particular moment, I'm still on go. I'm still on the city life in a jungle setting, if that's making any sense. My mind is still in the city life, but I'm in the jungle setting. And that's just a part of the process and the transition that I have to go through. But everybody has a YouTube channel. There's a lot of real estate agents out there just to say they got a license and they ain't selling no houses. A lot of YouTube channels out there with just people putting out content and they ain't making no money. And that's okay, because it's not always about the money. But the point that I'm trying to make here is, if you're not making no money, at least give some value out to people so they can go and make some money from the value that you're providing. And be you. Because I ain't trying to be like nobody online. I take inspiration and I grab inspiration from other people. Stan Wilkins with the tiny house, Fully Raw Christina, the raw vegan, Delilah Raw Fitness, the raw vegan, Scott Bernhardt, workout guru, vegan. It's individuals out there that I grab inspiration from. Victor Bowman, Dr. Sebi's son, young brother. And guess what? These people may not agree with everything I do. They may not agree with my lifestyle, but that doesn't mean I can't learn something from them, and vice versa. I don't have to want something from them personally, but I'm just speaking about people that I grab inspiration from, and I'm sure you probably can too. And we don't always have to agree on everything. Everybody's different. That's what makes the world go round. This shit would be boring if everybody was the same. There would be nothing to do. Everybody know what everybody's thinking and talking. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I can say is we all can agree on is we all have to have some fresh food to eat every day. Whether you like meat, whether you like fruits and vegetables, we all need fruits, we all need food. And as you can see, this major coconut, these two dwarf coconut trees, you got this major mango tree over here that we're gonna prune. So by next year, we can have a lot of growth. Set yourself apart by being unique and being yourself. And I guarantee you, your channel will begin to grow. See, one thing about me and my growth on YouTube, and I'll go into that in another video. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. This is See Thy Wealth, Water Your Health. Drink a glass of water.